Hi everyone, in this video we want to talk about infinitive and gerund phrases, but first of all we need to learn the definition of phrase. Phrase is a group of words that either lack verb, doesn't have a verb, or lack subject, doesn't have a subject, or the sentence has got none of them, no subject or no verb. So phrase is a group of words that cannot be a complete sentence. It's just a group of words, either subject or verb. At least one of them is missing. Now, infinitive phrase is a group of words that start with a infinitive form of verb, for example by to. And gerund verbs are verbs that starts in gerund phrases, are phrases that start with ing form of verbs. Let's dive in and the first formula of creating or using an infinitive phrase is it plus be plus adjective or noun plus infinitive. Now pay attention to the first sentence. It's economical to work 2 shifts only if you save up all your earnings. We use this structure to comment on tips, points, or behaviors. What is good and what is bad. It's economical to do something. It's good to do something. It's bad to do something. Let's pick up this sentence. It's economical. This is our independent clause. It's economical. But it's economical to do what? We need more explanation. So here the verb to work acts as a transition verb to give more explanation. To work what? So we need an object. So the rest of the sentence acts as an object to work. It's economical to work 2 shifts. To work 2 shifts. This whole to work 2 shifts is our infinitive phrase. It is economical infinitive phrase. It is economical to work 2 shifts. This is our infinitive phrase. And the rest of the sentence, only if you save up all your earnings. Well, save up means accumulate your money, gather your money for a specific purpose. Now, we can send a message in 2 ways, either by infinitive phrase or by gerund phrase. Working 2 shifts is economical only if you save up all your money. Save up all your earnings. To work 2 shifts can convert into working 2 shifts. To work converts to working. Infinitive converts to gerund. Here it is the subject of the sentence. But now working here is subject of the sentence. The gerund phrase working 2 shifts acts as a subject. But here the to work 2 shifts acts as a transition word. Other examples are it's rude to ignore your conversation partner. It's rude. I'm commenting on somebody's behavior. It's rude to ignore your conversation partner. It's rude, an independent clause, to ignore the transition verb, and to ignore your conversation partner, infinitive phrase. Now let's convert it to gerund phrase. Ignoring your conversation partner is rude. Now I want you to convert the following sentences to the other form. It's important to make a good first impression in a job interview. It's important, independent clause, to make a good first impression, infinitive phrase. Here, it's important, independent clause, to make a good first impression is our infinitive phrase, and the rest of the sentence is more explanation about infinitive phrase. Now, I want you to put a video on pause and convert it to a gerund phrase. The answer is making a good first impression is important in a job interview. Gerund phrase subject is important, and then more explanation. It's water off the duck's back to give this prodigal son advice on financial affairs. Water off duck's back on someone means it has no effect. Don't talk to him, don't give him so much advice. It's water, whatever you say is water off the duck's back to him. It means it has no effect on him. So water off the duck's back means have no effect on someone. It's water off the duck's back to give this prodigal son advice on financial affairs. Do you know the meaning of prodigal? Someone who has the tendency to spend a lot of money, doesn't save their money. The prodigal son. Now I want to examine this sentence, pick it apart. It's a water off the duck's back. Here, this clause is our independent clause. And then to give this prodigal son advice. This is our infinitive phrase on financial affairs. And this is a prepositional phrase acting as a complement to the infinitive phrase. This is a phrase because it doesn't have any subject. Now I want you to convert this sentence to a gerund phrase, this infinitive phrase to a gerund phrase, and restate this sentence with a gerund phrase. The answer is giving this prodigal son advice on financial affairs. It is water off the duck's back. Another example. It is a real pleasure to travel by rail in Sweden. The trains are clean and punctual. Punctual means on time. It's a real pleasure to travel by rail in Sweden. Pleasure is our adjective, and to travel by rail in Sweden is our infinitive phrase. How can we convert the infinitive phrase to gerund phrase? Yes, absolutely. Traveling by rail in Sweden is a real pleasure. Exactly. And now, we can use considered in this kind of a structure. The word consider can be after be and before adjective. For example, it's considered dangerous to make a phone call while filling up your tank. Yeah, many people believe when you go to a gas station and you're out of gas, you're out of petrol, when you are filling up your tank, don't make a phone call because the beam of energy that the message sends, that the signal sends, may ignite your gas, ignite the gasoline, so it's dangerous. It's considered dangerous to make a phone call while filling up your tank. The word considered is added here. what is the role of consider? What does it do? Using consider adds more emphasis to the to the thing that you're mentioning, to the thing that you're saying. So when you want to add more emphasis to this structure, use the word considered. It's considered dangerous. We can restate this sentence without considered. It's dangerous to make a phone call while filling up your tank. Yes, it's correct. But adding consider, just add it a little more. You say emphasis. Now we can also restate it with the gerund phrase. Can you tell me what is the gerund form of this structure? Making a phone call while filling up your tank is considered dangerous. Is considered dangerous. Next. It's considered fairly typical for a college student to get to a party late. Can you identify the independent clause? Yes, it's considered fairly typical for a college student. This is our independent clause. To get to a party late. This is our infinitive phrase. And pay attention to the use of the word for when we want to talk about someone mention someone, or say a tip, someone maybe criticize someone's behavior, maybe talk about someone's feeling. We use a war and the person that we are talking about. Now let's change this sentence into a sentence with a gerund phrase. Getting to a party late is considered fairly typical for a college student. Next. It is considered adjective infinitive. The same structure. We want to practice more examples. It's considered a special idea to start a demonstration against our political rivals. A demonstration that people up in arms go out marching, gathering, and participating to show their opposition to something or support for something. That is called a demonstration. It's considered a special idea to start. Well, it's considered a special idea, our first clause, and then to start a demonstration is our infinitive phrase. If you want to change it into a gerund phrase, we convert to start to starting. Starting a demonstration against our political rivals is considered a special idea. Now, a special idea is a noun phrase. It's not an adjective, like what we said before. We can use this structure or with also a noun or noun phrase. So here, a special idea is a noun phrase. Next one, it is adjective for a person. The tip that I have already mentioned, for noun or pronoun. Well, these sentences also include the phrase for someone, for a pronoun, for a person. We talk about people, what do they feel, what people normally do, and these kind of things. It's customary for the complementer. The stress is on the first syllable. Complementer, to say nice things about others. It's customary. It's not unusual. It's something that people normally do. Customary for the complimenter, the person who compliment others, saying good things highly about other people, to say nice things about others. So we have a word for, and then another person that is being mentioned, the complementer. Or the complementer is a group of people who complement maybe another person. It's customary for the complementer. To our infinitive phrase, to say. Now, if you want to convert it to gerund phrase, we say saying. To say converts to saying. Saying nice things about others is customary for the complementer. Can we add the word considered here? Exactly, we can do it before adjective. It is considered customary to add a little more emphasis. It is considered customary for the complementer to say nice things about others. And the gerund form, saying nice things about others, is considered customary for the complementer. Yes, saying nice things about others is customary for the complementer. It's difficult for her to talk about her feelings openly. The use of for and pronoun her. To talk, infinitive phrase. To talk about what? So more explanation as a complementer that complete the sentence. I'm sorry. We want to convert it to gerund phrase, gerund form. Talking about her feelings openly is difficult for her. It's considered monotonous. Means tedious, dull, boring. It's considered monotonous to work a routine office job from 9 to 5. Monotonous is an adjective. And here this structure is missing for a person. Let's add here. Let's add for somebody here. It's considered monotonous for Americans, for night people, for adventurers, for me, to work a routine office job from 9 to 5. Does this statement apply to you? Do you consider working a routine job monotonous? Not. Now, how should we make these sentences in negative? Not plus infinitive or not plus gerund phrase. Just put the not before the infinitive or before the gerund. It's that easy. It's considered rude not to thank people who give you gifts. It's considered rude adjective, and the infinitive phrase is to thank people. Before to thank people add the not, and the sentence is negative. It's considered rude not to thank people who give you gifts. And the gerund form, can you say it? Not thanking people who give you gifts is considered rude. Another example. It's considered economical not to live in downtown, where the rent is twice as suburban areas. Not to live. To live is our infinitive phrase, and not makes it negative. And the gerund form, not living in downtown. The rest of the sentence, not living in downtown, is considered economical. It's considered expensive not to use city transportation. On the other hand, carpooling is considered the best way to cut back on your expenses. We have two sentences here. It's considered expensive not to use. Negative form of infinitive phrase. city transportation. A transition, on the other hand, comma, carpooling. Carpooling means a group of people using the same car. A group of people that they decide to use the same car, for example, to go to work. Instead of 4 people taking 4 car, bringing 4 car, driving 4 cars to work, all of them take just 1 car, go by 1 car to work. This activity is called carpooling. Carpooling is considered the best way to cut back, means reduce, on our expenses. It is considered expensive not to use city transportation, but the first sentence is convertible. Using city transportation is considered expensive. Now, a new tip. When we are talking about feelings or quality of things, like the previous slide, glad, happy, pleased, we cannot use this structure. For example, most parents are happy to see their students are happy to see their children go to college. Yeah, most parents are happy. We need people, we need a subject rather than it for expressing someone's feeling or the quality of things. We need subjects rather than it. I'm delighted to have power naps in the afternoon. You cannot say it's delighted. I am delighted, because you're expressing someone's feeling. Or retirees will be glad to receive their pensions in arrears. In arrears means a money that is owed and should have been paid earlier. Money that the payment is behind. Retirees will be glad. We're talking about their feelings. And we cannot use the structure, it's adjective infinitive. So this was a whole review on infinitive phrase and the gerund phrase and how to converting them to each other. If you had any question, just ask them in the comment. Don't hesitate to ask any questions that you have. Always make sentences in order to learn any grammar. Thank you for watching us. Subscribe us to be the first person to be aware of the content that we create and we upload. Join us, join our family. Thank you all. I hope you do your best with English. And this was for now. So long.